Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Otumba Adams Show. My name remains Adams Olufimolajide, and you are welcome, especially. How has been the week? I hope you guys have been doing great. You have been productive. You have been giving the world your very best. All right, so you're welcome to the 137th episode. Beg your pardon. I had this pause all of a sudden. All right, so on today's episode, we'll be looking at drawing your ideal customer's avatar made easy. Now, before the show actually came, or like before I came live on the show today, I actually had some technical difficulties. At some point, I thought maybe I'm not going to have this program today, but hey, here we are. We're live now. If this is your first time of being a part of the show and you're wondering, what's the show about? What's this dude that you're seeing on your screen right now? What is he all about? Well, I talk about business, I talk about freelancing, I talk about leadership, I talk about everything that would help your journey in life in the entrepreneurial world. And from time to time, I bring on guests. I don't know why I haven't had a guest in a while, but I promised I was going to work on it, and I'm still promising you. Okay, so that's basically what the whole show is about. And today we would be looking at how to draw your ideal customer's avatar. I know that like I've actually treated something similar to this in the past. I felt that like it is necessary for me to like bring it back to your memory, because I realized one thing, that like one of the ways in which you can actually make good money is, many a times I've seen a lot of small businesses try to like target different people who most likely would not buy their product, and then at the end of the day they would feel that like, well, if you don't support my business, then that means that like you do not love me. However, if those people do not really need your business, then there's no point in them like patronizing you, right? Because what you might probably be into, even though it might be general, may not really speak to those that actually need the product, or they may not be aware that they actually need that thing well enough. I've seen this thing play out most times. That like, I started a business, my family members did not patronize me. I did this, people that I felt were my friends did not support me. What if what you're selling does not solve the problem of those people around you, of your family members, of your friends, of your relations, and then you start harboring this hatred towards them because you feel that like they should actually support you. But in most cases, it's really is not that way. You really need to know who your target audience is, and those that you're actually like trying to like sell to. You need to know how they look like, who they are, and from there you can now channel your marketing towards these people. Once you can get it done properly, I can assure you that like your business is going to skyrocket, because you'll be speaking their language just by doing this, just by like profiling them properly, and then knowing those are like you really want to sell to. Because if you know the people that you're selling to, you can speak their language and they would resonate with you. But if you're just for the general masses, and then like you're hoping that like one way or the other, your spray, also your sporadic bullets would actually hit somebody someday, it will really not work that way on the long run. All right, so how do you profile? All right, now the first thing that like I have on the list, I have a list of things that like I've actually listed out. Right, the first thing here is their age. What is the age of the people that you're trying to work with? Now, let's say you are into certain fashion accessories that the younger people wear, and then you have a lot of older people on your list, right? Do you think that that thing that you're actually trying to sell would resonate with those people, because it's not for them, it's not theirs, right? Or let's say, for instance, you're selling something for women, and the people you have on your list are men. Even if you're trying to tell them that like, hey, talk to your wives for me, as long as it is not for them, as long as what's the word? Okay, so I'm still going to come to gender. Or already jumped the gun. Okay, age factor. If it's for the older and then you're selling for the younger, or if it's for the younger you're selling to the older, right? You would not be able to like get them to buy the product. However, if you know the age range of the people that actually buy your product, then it's going to be easier. Are they younger people? Are they married? Are they like are they above 30? Are they below 30? Once you get that sorted out, you are on your way to knowing who you're trying to sell to. The next thing on my list is what is their sex. All right. Are you selling to just male? Are you selling to both male and female, or are you selling to the female gender only? All right. Now, I was trying to cite an example earlier that imagine if you're trying to sell to what's the word now? You're trying to sell to women, right? You probably have fashion accessories that you're selling to women, and then a lot of the people on your list are men. Even if they're your friends, even if they are married, and then you're trying to tell them that hey, support my business, let me tell your wives and all that, they would most likely not take any action because that which you are selling does not resonate with them. Right now, if you're selling something that resonates with them, that is within their sexuality, right? It fits into their sexuality, then you are guaranteed that okay, these people most likely would be able to patronize what you're trying to sell. So I said the first one was age, and then right now we're talking about the sex. You need to know the sex of those people that you're selling to. Now, there's some products that you can sell to both sexes, but if your product is focused on a particular gender, then please note it down. The next point I have here is, what are the fears of the people you are selling to? Everybody has a fear, right? You need to know the fear of your people, of what's the word, of your clients. Now, the reason why you're into business is because you're trying to solve a problem. Now, that problem can be their fear. All right, you should be able to ask yourself that okay, if I'm selling this wristwatch, what is the fear of the customer that would actually make them to want to buy the wristwatch? It means that you're trying to solve their insecurity issues, telling them that hey, if you have a wristwatch as a man, it shows the word now that you hold power. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. You hold power, and then you command power. Yeah, command power, you command authority. Now, if you can focus on their fear that okay, this person has been dreading, or this person wants to what's the word, to show the world that yes, I am man enough, right? You could actually use that fear to sell your product. All right, so you know the fear of your audience. The next point on my list is, what are their goals? Everybody in life has a goal, right? Now, for some people, their goal is to smell nice, for them to so if you're selling to people or if you're selling perfume, right, and you want to sell to people whose goal in life is to always smell great, is to appear dominant, right? If those are the kind of people that you're trying to sell to, then you know that okay, I know that I'm selling to these people because these are their goals in life, and I am trying to align with it. All right, they are trying to if you're selling to achievers, right, you know that okay, that is it. If you're trying to sell to people that to people whose goals are that they are trying to have more children, but you know that okay, your products is going to be centered on mothers, on probably fathers sometimes, who actually want to have more children. You need to know what their goal is. The next part, which is very, very important, is what is their income? How much are they earning? You need to know how much they are earning, because if your product is a high ticket product, meaning that if you're selling something that is worth over 100,000 naira, over 200,000 naira, you cannot sell to people whose salary is not even up to 50,000 naira. Even if they were to save up, it will take a while for them to be able to buy your product. But if you know the income of these people, you have a mental picture that okay, fine, I am selling the product of 200,000 naira, then that means that if I'm going to sell to people, it has to be people whose income are about 500,000 naira and above, because it would be easier for them to be able to buy that product. But if you're selling to people whose income is not up to, and you keep advertising to them, then you would only be wasting your time and effort. If you're just joining in, I said that the first point was you need to know the age of the people, the sex, the fears, the goals, and right now I'm talking about the income. You need to know how much they are earning for you to be able to sell to them. The next point is, what are their motives, right? What is the driving force that wants to make them to buy the products. All right. Now, for some people, as I said earlier, if let's say you're selling a wristwatch, and I think I have a wristwatch here. Let me quickly check. Just a second. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I can't find my wristwatch right now. I think I put it somewhere in the other room. All right. So I was trying to say that, like, let's say you're selling wristwatch, right? Now, why do certain people buy wristwatches, especially for men? It's a power thing for a lot of men. So you need to know what their motive is, so that, like, when you're trying to like portray that product to them, right, it resonates to them. Because if someone who is okay, right now I don't have anything on my hand, right? If someone that is like me, that doesn't really use so much jewelry, right? If you're trying to sell something to me, if I do not resonate with it, if I do not have a motive for having that thing, right? If, let's say, you're trying to sell what's the word, fashion accessories, and I am not a fashionable person, I do not try to like look good out there, then there's no way you'll be able to sell to me. So you need to know the motive of these people, right? Why are they buying my product? What is their motive? What do they use the product to do? Is it that like they're trying to tell people that, like, hey, my status has been raised? Is it that like they're trying to like use it to like help somebody else? Whatever their motive is, you need to know, and it would most likely help you with your marketing strategy when you're trying to sell to these people. All right. The next point I have on the list is, what are their objectives? What are their objections, rather, not objective, the objections. Now, for everybody that would like to buy a product, they would always have objections, right? You need to know why they would not want to buy that product. What are the hindrances that like would stop them from buying the product at this point in time? You need to find out every single of these objectives and be able to counter them. Ask yourself, okay, what are the objectives of these people? That's usually maybe based on the number of people that like you've actually sold to. You could ask yourself that, like, okay, what are the objectives that like people always have before they buy this product? You write it out, and then while trying to market your product, it will be easier for you to like talk about it, because you know that like all the people that easily buy from you, these are their objectives, and then you have been able to like counter their objectives by having solid points to show that like your product is the ultimate product while selling that product. The next part is, what are their challenges in life? What are the challenges that like they're facing? To me, it's like related to their fears, right? That I spoke about. What are the challenges that like they might have in buying that product? Is it that like they cannot buy it right now? Is it that like they have another product already, and even though they need yours, but it will take a while for them to like what's the word, for them to be able to buy? Or is it that what's the word, that like let's say they are married, for instance, and they cannot take a decision on their own. They need their partner's blessing for them to be able to buy your product. Then you need to like know these challenges and find a way to walk your way around it, and you'll be able to sell to them. The next part is, what are the background, or what is the background of the people that you're trying to sell to? All right, you need to know their background, especially for those that have already been buying from you. You need to know their background. Are they from a rich background? Are they from a poor background? Are they from a background where they believe in giving, or they believe in status? Whatever their background is, you need to have an idea, because every of your customers most likely would have similar background, and on the long run, they would be able to like buy if you can resonate with their background. All right. Then the next part is the relationships. Are they single? Are they married? Are they engaged? Are they widowed? Are they separated? You need to know all these things. What is their current relationship status? If you know it, and then like you know how it resonates with what you are selling. There are some things that like if you're going to sell to a single person, they can easily buy from you as compared to if they were married. Right. Once they are married, they realize that like they have more responsibilities. They have to like take care of their children, and yours might not be part of what you are trying to like sell to them, because they do not have a budget for it. Right. So you need to know these things. Who are those people that easily buy your products? Are they single people? Are they married people? Are they engaged, separated, and the likes? So once you know that, you're on your way. And then the next one is, what is their awareness level? Now, there are some people that you are selling to, they have a problem, but they do not know that they have a problem. They do not realize that like that particular thing is a problem to them. There's some people that like they know they have a problem, right? But they still do not really see a need to find a solution. Then there are some other people that like they know the problem, they know they need to have a solution, but they do not know who to turn to have that solution. And then there are some other people that like they have a problem. They know the solution, they know that like they need a solution, and they are on the lookout for the people. So once they spot you, right, that you're selling what they need, they come onto you. So you need to know what awareness level your product is, or your potential clients rather are, for you to be able to like sell your product. Then you also need past experiences. What are their past experiences buying from people similar to you? All right. Have they been duped before? Or they've always had a smooth transaction, or they've always been buying from people whose prices are way lower than yours. Now, you need to know all these things, or have it at the back of your mind that, like, okay, where are they coming from? What are their past experiences? How can I make it better for them? All right. Once you have this, you're on the right track. And then the very last part is, what is their biggest objection? We know that like people have objections as to buying a product, but there would always be that number one biggest objection. And from the people that like you've sold to over time, you can easily know that like, okay, this is the objection of these people, and this is how we can actually counter such objection. There's always one major objection for everybody, and once you're able to tackle it, you would have no issues whatsoever. So I'll quickly take all the points from the beginning again. I talked about age, which is the first one. I talked about sex. I talked about fears. I talked about goals. I talked about income. I talked about motives. I talked about objections, right? I talked about challenges, background, relationships, awareness level, past experiences, and finally, biggest objections. Now, with all these things I have listed out, if you can use it to draw out an avatar of your ideal client, right? Write out the points in front of them and then have a mental picture of these people. I can assure you that when you are sending out messages to these people, right, it would easily resonate with them, and you can easily target them even when you're running your advertisement, because you know who they are, you have a mental image of how they look like, and you can easily sell to them, and your company is going to soar, right? You're going to 10x, you're going to grow your business, and you would not have any issues whatsoever. Now, this brings us to the end of today's episode. If you have gained value, please make sure to like, subscribe, share with your loved ones, and tell someone about this program. I am set out to help people grow in their entrepreneurial journey. My name remains Adam Solwafemi Olajide, and as I always say, be the best version God has created you to be, and have a great evening. Signing out, guys. Bye-bye.